So His House is a newly released Netflix original about a couple from South Sudan. They're fleeing because of violence and war. They're being moved into this house in England, and they're told that they have to live there by their rules, and they have to report back once a week. They can't leave there. They just have to sit there and obey. But as they stay there, they start to hear things and see things. Is the house haunted? Is one of them haunted? Are they cursed? Let's get into it. Alright, so I like the explanation about why they can't leave, because with a lot of haunted house movies, you're always just like, why don't they just leave? Kind of like Poltergeist, just leave. But they have to stay there. So I like this little explanation we get. I think the acting from the main couple in this movie is terrific. They're very well written characters with depth, and they're sympathetic. You're rooting for them, and they engage you with their story. You just want to see them make it to the end. You hope they make it out. So I really like these actors, and I like the characters. And I like some of the nightmare sequences in it, some of the eerie visuals within them. A lot of beautiful shots in those nightmares too, with like the ocean in that one nightmare. I thought that was a really cool scene. And there's a couple of neat revelations within the film, like one especially that takes you by surprise, that completely pulls the rug out from under you. You're like, I did not see that coming. So I like that this movie actually surprised me, and it just it added a whole different layer to the movie. It really just added to the experience, and I really like how this movie is more message first and not just trying to scare you like every single scene with cheap jump scares. There's like hardly any jump scares. So I like that it was more story focused and not just like Annabelle comes home, let's just keep throwing shit at the screen. So it's a more well-written type of haunted house movie. It's not about the scares. Now, what I don't like about the movie is that this, for the most part, just plays out kind of like a typical derivative haunted house movie where as soon as they get there, they're hearing things, they're in the walls, things keep hiding in the shadows and come out of the shadows, and they flip the lights on, they're gone. It feels like lights out in a few moments. So I don't care for this genre really as a whole. It's not my cup of tea, so it might sound biased, but it's a good movie. I just don't like this genre. It just feels like a typical haunted house movie or cursed object or people movie, and it just doesn't do much for me. It doesn't really entertain me. I wasn't really scared. Nothing like scared me in the movie. But then again, I'm kind of hard to scare. It's just kind of generic in a way. And the last two things here is that the movie is a little bit slow. It might be slow for some of you, because like I said, there's not like a lot of things going on. There's not a lot of things being thrown at the screen. So it might seem slow for some people. For me, it was just a little bit slow-ish in the beginning. But then it picked up and I was fine. And I think the way like evil is ultimately defeated in the movie is a little bit silly and way too easy. Like that's all they had to do. I don't know. It was just a little too easy. It was a little anticlimactic in the end for me. I like a little bit more of a hoorah at the end. A little bit more action there, a little bit more horror. It was just very quick. There's some CGI that's a little at the end. So overall, it's a fine movie. If you're into haunted house movies like this, or witch movies even, this might be up your alley. But for me, it's not a genre I tend to gravitate towards, so this is a one and done for me. But it's on Netflix, it's free, check it out if that's your type of genre. And those are my quick thoughts on His House. What did you think about this movie? Put all your thoughts of it in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.